Welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, American Fighter. So it's a young wrestler. I didn't know if he was a teenager or what, but a young wrestler gets involved in underground fighting to raise money to save his ailing mother. Is what the plot is all about. So kind of interesting. I assume the main actor, who is George Kosturos, not even a picture on IMDb. There is one, Tommy Flanagan. He's in this, the Irish lad. Sean Patrick Flanery is also in it. So there are two people that I do recognize from this movie. It is 5.0 on IMDb, but only 260 people have rated it so far. So it's on DirecTV. I think it's also on Amazon Prime, but I'm checking it out on DirecTV. So let me get into it, find out what it's about, give you a better idea, and ultimately let you know what I think. Stick around. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching American Fighter. We're at the 47-minute, 58-second mark. It's an hour and 38-minute film, just about halfway through. Interesting story. It takes place in 1981, 80, early 80s-ish, and I think they do a really good job with that. So it was, I think it came out in 2019, but it's filmed like it's in the 80s. And they, like I said, they do a good job, not only because like the costumes, I guess you'll say, the wardrobe, the cars, you know, everything, you know, you got people with Walkmans on, so they talk about Star Wars and stuff like, which happens a lot. But the quality of the film, you know, it's like a darker kind of, not like dark and sad, but like the way, like an 80s film would have seemed like. Like, I think that's very interesting. So I like that aspect of it. But the main part of the movie, the plot of the movie, is this kid, Ali, who's Persian, happens to be in some college in California, and his parents are over, I'm not exactly sure, but they're overseas. I've seen it, but I don't exactly know, so I don't want to mess it up. I'll find out and I'll tell you later. But anyway, they're supposed to come over to see him. His mother's sick. That's why they say she's ailing. So she's supposed to come over, and I think he wants to get her medical attention in the United States. I don't know that too much. But for reasons I won't share with you, you can find out when you watch it yourself. She is unable to come over when he was expected to. So now he's reached out to somebody to try and help them get his mother to come over to the United States, and it's going to cost an obscene amount of money, especially in 1981, that a college kid just doesn't have. So that's where his roommate says, hey, let's check out this underground fighting. And so this Ali guy comes out, and you know, he starts training a little bit more. Like, he starts out and gets into it and starts winning, doing pretty well. Now he's training for it, and he's getting better and better and better. Tommy Flanagan is like the owner of it. Sean Patrick Flanery is like kind of almost like the janitor there. That's their role. But that's where it is. So you can see that, you know, he's on a time crunch now to get his mother to come over. He needs to make more money. And underground fighting, you can see the kind of rabbit hole that can go down. It's not just going to be, I mean, it is so far. It's not just going to be smooth sailing, you know, but it's something's going to happen that's going to put some more pressure on him, and he's going to have to make some choices, kind of thing. Just the way these movies go. But so far so good. Like I said, it was interesting. It was called American Fighter. I had no idea that this guy was from a different country. And in the 80s, you know, there's some racism towards him, and it plays out in the film. And you know, I don't know, but I like the way it's whole shot. So let me get back into it. Let me figure out where his parents are, and I'm sure I know, but whatever. And we'll see where it goes from here, but so far pretty interesting. So it's enough to watch the rest of the film. Alright, I'm babbling now. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of American Fighter real quick because their name just came up on it. Allison Page was the love interest, which I didn't get to talk about. You know, it was already in the when I did the first check-in. You know, our fighter, the American fighter, I guess, our main character, has a little bit of a love interest, and so, you know, with everything going the way it was, you know, there's going to be put a strain on their relationship kind of stuff, and I forgot to mention that. Well, that's what happened. So, I really did enjoy this film. I thought very interesting to me the way it was shot and the way it was told, and oh, they're showing a little bit extra, so I'm sorry. We're at the 1 hour and 33 minute here, and I see some post-credit scenes, so I don't know what that's all about. But and I was like, man, why do I like this film so much? I mean, you know, I like sports movies, which is kind of a sport. I like, you know, rooting for the underdog kind of stuff. I like friendship. He's good friends with his roommate, so all that's there. And then I realized, and when you see it, and this is not going to be a spoiler, but it's like it turns into The Karate Kid. I mean, literally, they stole scenes from The Karate Kid. If you remember, if you've seen The Karate Kid, hopefully you have, you'll really like this. But like, there's the scenes in The Karate Kid where they're practicing on the beach, him and Mr. Miyagi, and they're doing the same. That's in here. You know, when he finds the picture of Miyagi's wife, right, and covers him up with a blanket, in here. When what's her name, Jennifer, you know, well, Allie was actually her name in the Alley with an Eye, if you remember, from Karate Kid, comes running out onto the mat, you know, when the Karate Kid, when Ralph Macchio takes down Johnny. Guess what? I mean, there's no free car or anything. Oh, when they go on their first date at the putt-putt, they don't go to putt-putt, but they have it's the same thing. This is The Karate Kid, and it's done in the 80s, when Karate Kid was done in the 80s as well. This is fighting, but it's underground fighting versus, you know, kids kind of stuff. There's really no bullying, maybe a little bit, but there is racism. So, I mean, you have to see this, the similarities. You know, there's a lot more to The Karate Kid. I mean, they're not exactly the same, but you could feel the similarities. It was like, you know, this Karate Kid really makes a good movie. Let's go ahead and turn it into this. So, still, it's its own storyline. I mean, it's got the mother, you know, trying to get the mother back from Tehran, I think she was in, whatever. Trying to get her back over, or get her into the United States is really the motivation behind it all. Whereas in The Karate Kid, it's really about being bullied and standing up for yourself. So, you know, I mean, but there are, it's like, wow. So, that's what I got for you. Definitely, if you like The Karate Kid, you're going to like this one. I did. It's a good story. I liked the character that our non-pictured IMDb main character is. And there you go. Definitely worth a watch in my book. So if you like these types of movies, fighting movies, underdog movies, everything I said, I'm not going to repeat myself. You know what it is. I think you'll like it. Hopefully you do. If you do, drop me some comments. See if you pick out any other similarities in The Karate Kid from this movie that I didn't reference. And as always, please subscribe and tell all your friends. Hopefully this was helpful. It was fun. So I had a lot of fun watching the movie and hopefully sharing it with you. But alright, that's it. See ya.